Hi everyone, I've called this video Learn All Scales and Inversions from One Shape. Pretty ambiguous title, I know, and it's not going to be teaching you every scale. It's more of a technique of how to be able to play the scale and hear it and know how it sounds over chords. So what the shape I'm going to be using is that, a cycle of fourths starting on A, could be starting on anywhere on the fretboard. But as long as you've got that shape inside your head, so let's start A, D, G, C, F. Now what this is going to be, all those notes we have there are going to be root notes for a chord. So let's pick, for example, 7th chords. So we'll start with A7. Pretty nice, pretty easy. Then we go to the D, having our root note being the D note off the A string, fourths, and then the next one will be G. We'll start a 7th chord off that string, off the G, and we'll do G7. Carrying on, we have to go to the C. We'll play C7. Realistically, we wouldn't use that voicing as a guitarist. I mean, possibly we might do if the song calls for it, but normally we'd do that. We'd omit the root. Don't need it. Too much of a stretch, and us guitarists are quite lazy. Let's just leave it out. Just do that, nice and simple. Next one, F7. So that's using cycle of fourths. So already there we've done 5 different inversions of the 7th chord. We've gone through 5 different keys essentially. And what we can do is then we can move that shape starting from the A, or wherever you've started or chosen to start from, then move that up a semitone. So A sharp, B flat, we'll call it B flat for now. And we start the whole cycle again. B flat, 7, E flat 7, A flat 7, D flat 7, G flat 7, and then we'll move it up again, semitone. B 7, E7, go back to the A. You don't have to go back to the A, but let's just go back to the A. Sounds nice, perfect cadence, beautiful. And what that's done there is we've gone through all 12 keys. So what this also does, not only does it help you out with your inversions of chords, so you don't have to go as fast as that, you can work out the inversions as you go, or find like a chord chart that has the inversions there and you can look up and do it from there. But if you already know the inversions and you're now applying them to this technique, what this can then do, if you say the note names as you play them, A, D, G, what that can then do, if you ever get given a chord chart and you don't want to move around the fretboard too much, you'll know where that inversion is in that position that you're playing in. Say we're in A and the chord chart is a 1, 4, 5, and we want to stay realistically in this little shape that we've got here. By doing what we've just done, we'll know where the inversions are, the different shapes, the different ways to play the chord. So we'll do A, 1, we'll go to the 4 in a second, D. So we'll know that from the inversions we've been doing before. Then it calls to go to the chord 5, which is E, back to D, to the A. Because we've worked through that, we'll know where the 7ths are, and we can play the blues, and we can stay in that 1 little box shape. I mean, you can also move this around and change the root note and stay there. That calls for your own sort of time, your own practice to apply that and use that in other keys and other inversions and places on the fretboard to start the chord. But we're doing what we've just done at the start, doing that, going for all the 12 keys, naming the notes, naming the chord, we're going to know the inversions, we're going to know when we're going to play these chords, and we can stay inside our nice little shape, and we don't have to move around as much. As I said, we're quite lazy. if I can stay there for a whole gig and it's not going to get in the way, it's not going to become muddy to any of the instruments or the instrumentation that we have on that day, that's fine. I'll stay there the whole gig. Obviously, if there is ever a time when it's going to be clashing with someone, then I'd choose to say, right, I need to move this now. But no, I'll be quite happy with that. It's nice voice leading as well within the chord, because you're not doing big, massive intervallic jumps or just stupid jumps. It'll sound quite nice. Another point to do with this, if you've got GarageBand, any other recording software, or even if you've just got on your phone a recorder, just something that you can record the sound with, it'll be fine. Go through this and use each one as, say, like 4 bars, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Do like 8 bars. Go through them all. Sign on the next chromatic one. E flat 7, A flat 7, going to D flat 7. It's that weird sort of voicing which you won't really use, but still. Going to G7, G flat 7, B7, E7, then go back to the A. If you record that, what you then can essentially do is play some scales over it. The scales that you probably learn, and then apply them to each chord. So what we can probably do as guitarists, what's our most friendly scale? The minor pentatonic. Everyone knows it. It's probably the first scale we all learn. So why not just do that? Play it back, loop it if you need to, if you want to have more time. When it's on that A, use that A as your root. Use your minor pentatonic. There we go. Then when it changes again after the 8 bars, you're going to be on D. Change it around again. Your root note is now on D. Choose a minor pentatonic from D. Next one, G. There's your root note for your minor pentatonic. There's some chromaticism, but still, sounds nice. And just keep doing that for all the different ones. So then, when we do get to the C, try not to go, right, so we've been starting here. Right, we're on C, we're going to learn all the pentatonic scales, and you know that you can use your pinky as your root note. Stay there and use the 5th position of the minor pentatonic. Use that. Same again when it goes to the F. Just use that as then your new starting position. And then obviously you can move this to all 12 keys. And then you should feel more comfortable. If you ever see a change on a chart, you might feel comfortable, oh no, that root note's just there, like, I don't have to go, oh no, I'm in F. Oh, we're going to A, oh no. Just go, oh, we're in F. Because I know A's there, it'll be absolutely fine. Use it, apply it. Just before I go, then you can also use this for modes as well, if you're going into the realms of sort of modal work. G7, use Mixolydian. Just use that. Obviously, I wouldn't play that sort of stuff over it. I'd try and get some licks to add into it. Just before I go as well, move it all around the fretboard. Don't just stay on the A. Obviously, you are going to be using all 12 keys, but still, you want to start getting used to playing all these different inversions all across the fretboard, everywhere. Once you've done that, you don't just have to do dominant 7ths, minor 7ths. Maybe you have to work on some inversions for that. Work on them. It'd definitely be worthwhile. Just do it for every single chord you can think of. Do it for every single key you can think of, every single scale. I mean, you're going to work through every key anyway. Pointless me saying that one. But work through every single scale and just like, so you know what it sounds like. Know that dominant 7 here. That mixolydian mode is going to work nicely over it. Or even the minor pentatonic. And then probably add in the major third over that one. Or even like minor, let's use Dorian. Something like that. Use it. Apply it. Get every mode underneath your fingers. It's going to be worthwhile. Thank you very much. I'm going to hopefully post another video lesson up about different chord inversions, maybe possibly how chords are constructed, just to help those beginners out there just to maybe understand this in the future. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have, please go ahead and like my guitar page, www.facebook, couldn't say that now, facebook.com/Tony Hassel Guitar. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Have a good day, guys.